Though they may seem like a modern improvement, harvesting machines have been around since the 19th century. Yes, some time ago, it was discovered that humans could never match the efficiency of a machine covering even a small area, regardless of how many hours they put in. Naturally, though, they've undergone radical transformations in terms of technology, style, and efficiency with each succeeding decade. Even visually, they no longer resemble the old harvesters. This potato harvester carefully retrieves potatoes by lifting them to the top as it burrows into the dirt. You shouldn't be concerned if, along with the potatoes, dirt and debris comes up. They will be sorted out by use of sieves and belts. Instead of saying that the potatoes are automatically cleaned out, it would be more accurate to state that they are sent straight into the loading truck attached to the harvester on a continuous belt. Observe the stunning process of making millions of LA's potato chips behind the scenes as you wait for the big change to take place. Now that the truck is full of potatoes, it will go to the factory that makes potato chips. With the aid of this cutting-edge device, we can dump all of the potatoes into the massive storage facility. Thanks to these abrasive rollers, a little bit of extra dirt is removed, which makes it possible. Okay, this many potatoes are going to make my day because I'm a huge potato chip lover. That's my ultimate snack. They do double duty by both moving the potatoes to the storage area and clearing them of any trash. The fact that they left some dirt on the potatoes is an ingenious natural hack that will keep them from spoiling, since the earth creates a natural barrier that prevents water from escaping. To ensure that the potatoes are ideal for processing, they will now conduct tests by making chips from 2 of them. After receiving the all-clear signal, the potato harvesting chamber is swiftly conveyed to the factory's storage area by means of a conveyor belt system, which then deposits the potatoes into a placid river. There will be a constant flow with this configuration, which is a huge game changer. It makes everything work like clockwork by automating the transfer, which reduces the likelihood of harm and increases production. As they make their way into this enormous peeling machine, you can see how the potatoes, now clean and unblemished, appear quite attractive. They'll go through a miraculous metamorphosis from unsightly potatoes to naked potatoes, ready to be turned into chips. To remove the thin skin from potatoes, the peeling process begins in the peeling rolling machine and continues on these somewhat abrasive rollers. Are you able to deduce the topic that the fans would be discussing? Most likely the processing zone. Why bother watching anything else when you can see all this busy food manufacturing on just one channel? Please subscribe by clicking the button. The peeled potatoes were the first to go through the sorting and observation station, and they emerged pristine and new, dude. The next step is tossing them headfirst into the meat grinders. As a hidden superfood, did you know potatoes exist? They are a veritable powerhouse, helping to maintain heart health and packed with more potassium than a banana. If you care about your health as a whole, though, you should steer clear of processed foods and eat more whole foods. To add to what you already know, LA's was the pioneer in offering chip varieties other than traditional potato chips, which sent the humble snack on a taste journey throughout the globe. Now you can see how they use this clever technology to roll onto conveyor lines and shake off the surplus water before they take another bath. There are good reasons why the potato chips here are constantly drenched by flowing water. The last step is to dry them thoroughly, removing any remaining moisture so they are ready for their next adventure. At this point, the professional machinery will cook the potato chips. They take great care to avoid scorching or damaging any of the chips while they prepare them. In the meanwhile, the magic of constantly stirring fingers keeps turning the potato chips upside down to cook them evenly. The proper crispiness and flavor of these chips are assured by drying them to eliminate superfluous oil. Looking for a little more drama? To make it feel more like an ad, I'll just slightly pause the video. In a flash, this trained crew separates the bad potatoes from the good ones in the batch. They check that only the best potatoes are selected with their keen eyes and sturdy hands. Along with the potato chips, other secret components undergo a hip remix, resulting in a spectacular burst of taste. Take a look at those tempting treats. I can't help but give in to them. The batch is placed into precisely equal portions after the seasoning is added in the portioning device, also known as the multi-portion packaging machine. Furthermore, have you ever shook your snack bag before passing it to your siblings to see which one contained more chips? It seems like they've put the same amount of chips into every package, which makes me believe that's a pointless feature. I assumed it was just me before I saw these behind-the-scenes scenes. Thus, enjoy sharing, my friends. The incessant marketing surrounding this mouth-watering treat gets us curious about what goes on behind the scenes. You are going to see the very unusual sight of croissants being mass-produced, so there's no need to wonder. How about you come along? The process begins with a thick layer of creamy butter being delicately applied to the surface of sheeted dough, guaranteeing that it will get the perfect, flaky texture that is its trademark. These amazing lamination machines then precisely fold the dough. All of our mental, emotional, and anxiety knots are untied the more we see such pleasurable processes, so it's fairly smooth and satisfying. I hope you enjoy the upcoming intriguing mass production. If so, please let me know by watching the entire film. In order to make perfectly uniform croissants, the dough is layered in this zigzag pattern before baking. This method is vital for getting the airy, crispy texture and consistent crispiness that comes with baking. Crepes are made by stacking the dough in many folds, as any croissant fan worth their salt can tell you. Okay, these robots are really into it. There's no need to get your hands dirty here because, well, that's just automation. Now, we may do that with ease by repeatedly rolling the sheet using flattening rollers. The round blades cut the dough into long strips, which are then shaped into perfect triangles. With a few precise machine settings, the dough is rolled up into the distinctive croissant form, and it's amazing to see. Everything is in place to effortlessly whip up those mouth-watering baked products. Because not just anybody can accomplish it, I have no doubt that you will be applauding this machine as it painstakingly crafts these exquisite forms. No, I've never attempted to make croissants in the comfort of my own home. Raise your hand if you agree with me and show your support in the comments section. Just joking. Not a problem. I am sincerely appreciative of all the love you have shown me on my channel in this fast-paced and contemporary world where everything can be purchased online except for honesty. It would be unfair to claim that millions of Americans like croissants for breakfast every day if I said that the entire country eats a lot of them. 1 million is, with 100 to 300 croissants being rolled out every minute. Modern automated bakery lines are very astounding. You may simply assume it's correct with this level of automation and speed. So you want to know something? The proving procedure in which the dough is allowed to relax and rise slowly, typically within a few hours, is like casting a spell that croissants use. This simple method, with the addition of a little egg spraying, improves the taste and texture, leading to that enticingly flaky pastry that tastes rich and buttery. In contrast to croissants that are left unshaped, there are techniques that include folding each croissant and placing it in its own mold, so that it may rise and shine in its own special place. The form of the croissant will remain intact, without a doubt, thanks to this. After that, they'll go into the oven to undergo their metamorphosis. Wow, look at that flawless hue. They've cooked these to perfection. They are hand-turned in small batches to guarantee they never burn, even in the busiest ovens. Task completed. Once baked, the croissants are filled with rich, creamy icing, and automatically nozzles loaded with icing punch holes into them to release any trapped steam. This keeps the croissants enticing. The time has come to package these croissants. Astounding as it may seem, the machines strive for perfection with every motion as they wrap each one. A little of their proprietary raspberry combination applied to each triangle gives these brilliant pink raspberry croissants their characteristic color and flavor. Anyone would be enticed to give these croissants a try after seeing how this rolling machine transforms them into visually stunning treats. In order to cater to a wide range of international preferences, croissants are manufactured in a variety of flavors, including chocolate, lemon, and even savory varieties. Who could possibly want more from a meal than chocolate and croissants? The rolls are expertly shaped into their signature form after this machine has completely refined the cutting. I'm drooling over this. Just look. When it comes to the subject of eating, I have no doubt that you will agree with me. Part of the food packaging. Let's speak about the most efficient way to fill a lot of bottles at once. The automated machines guarantee minimal waste by properly pouring various liquids into each bottle. The sight of rows of bottles being filled up so quickly, ready to satisfy thirst all across the world, is absolutely hypnotic. Plus, with today's robotic arms, you won't have to lift a finger to package anything. They'll do it effortlessly. Robots do all the work with pinpoint accuracy, reducing human error and guaranteeing high-quality results every time. Every biscuit has a coating of cream applied to it, and when you put another biscuit on top of it, the cream spreads evenly, automatically of course. The rich chocolate layering is the main attraction, as the mix of chocolate and cream takes the dessert to a whole new level. Section on chocolate bars. I couldn't help but think of these famous words as I watched this delicious film of my favorite bar. You must remember them too. When it comes to repetitive tasks, automated machines can mold or cut protein sheets into bars more efficiently and at a lower cost than human labor. So, machines always have far higher production rates, which means they can handle high demand and turnaround times much more quickly. However, I finally gave in and had to have that chocolate dip. That was the greatest part. I will immediately acquire one. So you're saying that sausages aren't your soulmate? Leaving sausages unattended on a platter is almost impossible. Therefore, you must be kidding. You should know how your favorite sausages are made, so I broke into the processing factory. Let's start with the clean, fresh meat that will be fed into the machine. To avoid any problems with processing, make sure it is boneless. The material is broken down into smaller pieces, which are then gradually fed into massive grinders. This methodical procedure ensures that the meat is thoroughly processed to remove any lumps, resulting in mouth-watering perfection with every mouthful. Their choice was to impart a delectable combination of flavors onto the sausages. The mixed meats, which also include frozen meat, were their focus. The safety of sausages depends on killing parasites and germs, which may be achieved by freezing the meat at low temperatures for a particular length. This method not only gives these savory delicacies a silky, buttery texture, but also makes them last longer by improving their form to perfection. The meat's exquisite shredding and chopping is on full display. Fasten your seatbelt because it will be luxurious and velvety, just the way you want it. To enhance the flavor, a combination of herbs and spices is then added in the following stage. The combination of spices and meats determines the level of spiciness. Some are quite peppery, while others are moderate. These will be cooked to perfection. In order to produce the necessary consistency and juiciness in the final product, a tiny quantity of ice is added to the mixture, as it provides moisture. A uniform taste profile throughout the sausages may be achieved by keeping the mixture chilled, which facilitates even mixing of the components. Throughout the manufacturing process, you can observe the seamless integration of the ground spices and frozen meat into a uniformly smooth mixture. At regular intervals, a large amount of ice is added, and other crucial, runny components are added as well. Next up are the eggs. Because they only require the yolks, automated machinery are in charge of breaking the eggs and separating the whites. With these equipment, it becomes a breeze. To make sure there are no lumps, they are mixed into the mixture. Sausage links, filled with savory tastes and available in an endless array of mouth-watering variants, are expertly crafted by blending this refined combination with ground beef. Sausages are a popular dish all around the globe. The next stage is to have the sausage's natural casings ready. Soaking it in cold water for 30 minutes to several hours will ensure that any remaining salt is rinsed away. To keep it from drying out and from losing its shape after preparation, a little water is added. To make sausages of uniform size, the mixture is piped into the machine with precision. Check out how these sausages come out looking so polished and perfectly formed, just waiting to satisfy your taste senses. Look at the consistency of this all-natural casing that contains your favorite sausages. These sausages are pre-dried for a few hours after being sliced and then covered with a variety of tasty sauces. Your beloved sausages are currently going through the final smoking step, which gives them their signature taste. As I will explain later on, this technique also has several uses. In the last step before drying, they undergo a color change that amplifies their tasty allure. Following this, they are ready to be filled with natural sausage casings that have been equally and tightly wrapped to prevent any air pockets. The sausages are hung using stainless steel hooks or wooden rods, making sure they are spaced out properly so that air can travel between them. This well-planned setup makes sure that every sausage gets the same amount of smoke and air while it's drying and smoking, which improves its texture and flavor. Sausage is best smoked uniformly for two reasons. One great benefit is the smokiness it imparts, which is sure to be a hit with many. Second, sausages keep better after smoking. The smoke's natural preservatives keep perishable goods from going bad and microbes from multiplying. As a result, chemical preservatives aren't necessary to extend the shelf life of sausages. Smoking isn't only a flavor enhancer, it's also a practical method of extending the life of a delicious dish. Carefully removing the sausages from the poles or hooks follows the completion of drying. At this point, their hue has changed in a very stunning way. A high-speed robotic system then uses intense air pressure to precisely separate them once they are quickly delivered into it. While they're getting ready, picture them snugly stuffed onto a toasty bun topped with onions and mustard. Wow, I'm completely distracted. It would be remiss of us not to mention the package now. The packaging process is just as meticulous as the sausage-making process. The desired boxes are filled with them in predetermined proportions. Behold the painstaking preparation of the sausage casing by powerful hands. Yet, there is a small companion that assists in mechanically stuffing these casings. In order to get the sausages ready to dry, they now form them using exact measurement tools and then mold them by hand with great care. After a thorough examination to guarantee high quality, each sausage is hung individually on iron rods to dry. This process guarantees that they get the ideal shape and form. As they hang to dry and cure, the tastes of these delectable treats intensify and age in a controlled setting. You should think about all the work that went into preparing those sausages the next time you want some before you devour them.